Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Roger E. Gertz Field for tonight's action between the defending Class AA state champion Logan High School Wildcats and our visitors on the scoreboard, the Shady Spring Tigers. Tonight is Little League night here on the island as we get set to introduce our Little League players so they can meet the varsity players. I'm going to step aside real quick. We'll be right back as you're watching Logan High Baseball live on Facebook. All right, we are live here at Roger E. Gertz Field. Leading off for the Shady Spring Tigers, the center fielder, number 13, Tyler Mackey. We're going to go over the Logan's lineup here shortly. Actually, we'll start now. The man on the mound for Logan is number 16, Dawson Maynard. The man behind the plate is Jake Ramey, and we'll finish up the infield after this pitch from Maynard. Here comes the pitch. And just misses outside, ball one. In the infield, first baseman is Connor Lowe, second baseman Garrett Williamson, shortstop is Carson Kirk, and third baseman is Cole Blankenship. And we'll go over the Logan's outfield after this pitch from Maynard. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. And that's in there, strike one. In the outfield, from left to right, you got Corbin Bostic at left field. Center fielder is Aiden Slack, and right field is Ryan Roberts. The DHing tonight for Logan is Jared Burnett. Maynard, 2-pitch with a 1-1 count. And that is a hard hit, but it's going to get caught by Slack, the center fielder, for out number one. Line drive shot by Mackey gives Shady their first out. And now they'll bring up the shortstop, number 8, Alex Johnston. It is an overcast day here on the island. Suns are starting to peek through the clouds, so we could see some sunlight here today, but nonetheless, wet day, but still pretty decent day for baseball. Here comes the pitch from Maynard, and that is in there, strike one. Maynard, 2-pitch. Almost the same spot, but misses. Ball one. Logan is in their gold uniforms with white pants, blue socks, and blue hats. Here comes the pitch, and foul tipped it back. A 1-2 count for Johnston. Shady Springs is in their navy blue hats, navy blue helmets, navy blue jerseys with Tigers written across in gold, and the gold stripes on the sleeves, with their white pants outlined in gold, navy blue stripes. Maynard, 2-pitch. That's a hard hit to Williamson. He scoops it up, throws over to Lowe for the second out. So 2 away for Shady. And that'll bring up the DH, Josh Lavelle. I've been told Lovell. Josh Lovell is DHing for the right fielder, number 2, Walker Bowman. Maynard, 2-pitch. And just misses, ball one. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. High, ball two. Maynard had a magnificent game yesterday. Hit for the cycle against Herbert Hoover. That was a rematch of last year's state semifinals where Logan won that one in a classic. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. And inside misses, ball three. So a 3-0 count for a Lovell. Here comes the pitch. That's in there. Strike one. So a 3-1 count for Lovell. Logan and Shady's met before on the basketball court. Logan beat Shady here at Logan, and then Shady got the best of Logan at Shady. So baseball is now bringing this, and Val tipped it back over my head. Full count now for Lovell. Maynard's looking to retire the side and go into the bottom of the first. With a full count pitch. Here comes Maynard. That's a hard hit. Scooped up by Carson Kirk. Throws over to first low, and he's in there for the third and final out. So with that, Logan goes into the bottom of the first. Maynard gives up no hits in that inning. And now Logan will come up the bat. We'll be right back after this message. You're watching Logan High Baseball live on Facebook. All right, we're back here in the bottom of the first. Leading off for Logan is number 23, Aiden Slack. On the mound tonight for Shady Springs is Cam Mans. That's pitches. Slack hits a grounder, scooped up by the second baseman. He bobbled it. That will be an error, and Logan will get on. Right, that is a slow grounder by Slack. And the second baseman, Colton Tate, just bobbled it. And now that'll bring up Mr. Smooth, Jake Ramey. So Slack gets on with an error single, and that pitch just misses. Ball one. Cameron Mans on the mound. Cameron Mans is a basketball standout for Shady. He'll be back next year for a senior year of basketball. As Ramey lays down a beautiful bunt, scooped up by the third baseman, goes over the first, but Slack moves over to second. So a sacrifice bunt moves Slack over into scoring position, and that'll be one away for Logan. And that'll bring up, still trying to find his nickname, Double-A Player of the Year last year, Dawson Maynard. Trying to get everybody nicknames this year for Logan High. Mans looking back at second. Here comes the pitch. And low away, ball one. We'll go over the Shady Springs lineup right here. The man on the mound for the Tigers is number 23, Cameron Mans. The man behind the plate is number 5, Tyler Reed. And we'll finish up the infield after this pitch. And low misses, ball two. In the infield, first baseman's Adam Richmond. Second baseman, Colton Tate. Shortstop is Alex Johnston. And the third baseman is Aiden Seabolt. Mans looks back at second with the 2-0 pitch. And low, but they called strike. And in the outfield from left to right, you got left fielder Evan Belcher, center fielder Tyler Mackey, and the right fielder is Walker Bowman. Here comes the pitch from Mans. And swing and a miss, and it gets away. Slack is moving over to third. So Maynard swung at a low pitch, but that ball bounced away from the catcher, and Slack took advantage and moved over to third. So Logan's got a runner in scoring position. Here comes the pitch, and Maynard hits a grounder, and they call foul ball. So Maynard looking at a 2-2 count from Cameron Mans. This is a top 5 matchup between these two teams. Here comes the pitch, and Maynard pops it up, and that looks like it's going to get easily caught by the third baseman. Could he lose it? Nope. And it's in there for the second out. So with that, we'll bring up, I'm going to call him Mr. Bulk, Corbin Bostic. So with 2 outs, Logan's got a runner on for third. Here comes the pitch from Mans. And it's in there. Strike one. Shady's looking to squander this opportunity from Logan and get out of this inning. Here comes the pitch. Low, blocked by Reed for ball one. Logan comes into the season ranked into this game ranked number 2. With their only Double-A losses to number 1 Independence. Here comes the pitch. And misses, ball 2. Just barely missed the strike zone. Shady Springs come in this game ranked number 4 with some good quality wins on the season. Here comes the pitch, and there you go. That's a base hit by Corbin Bostic. Sends that down third, and he is heading to second, and Bostic is in there safe. It gets away, but the first base was able to get it, so that will be a RBI double for Corbin Bostic. So with that, Logan gets on the board 1-0. Shady's coaches want a foul ball, but I can tell. You can't really tell from this angle over here. But with that, that'll bring up Garrett Williamson. And that pitch just misses. Ball one. Man, looking back at second on Bostic. Here comes the pitch. Williamson foul tips it back for strike one. Here comes the pitch from Mans. Williamson hits a grounder, and it's able to get blocked and fielded by the second baseman Tate. Throws over to first for the third and final out, but Logan gets a run in. They lead Shady Springs 1-0 going into the top of the second. We're going to step aside as the music's going to get ready and play. We'll be right back after this break. All right, we're back here in the top of the second. Logan's leads at 1-0 over Shady Springs. Up the bat for the Tigers is number 21, Adam Richmond, as that pitch misses. Ball one. There was a questionable call on that hit by Corbin Bostic. They was wanting to know if it went foul or stay fair. Swing and a miss, strike one. Excuse me. I couldn't tell from this angle. I mean, but the ump's word is final. So that will count as a hit. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Maynard with the 1-2 pitch. Outside. Ball two. Again, if you're watching, share this video. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. Low. Ball three. Full count now for Richmond. Share the video. Get more people on here to watch. I can't see your comments. You can comment on here all you want. I can't see your comments, but if something goes wrong with video, like what's going in and out, send me a personal message, and I'll try to find it. As that pitch is lower away. Ball four, and Richmond will be taking his base. With that, that'll bring up third baseman, number 20, Aiden Seabolt. So Shady's got a runner on. No outs. Maynard, 2-pitch. That's in there. Strike one. Maynard to pitch. And a throwback. That pitch goes ball. Ramey threw back to first, but Richmond got in there safe at first. So a 1-1 count for Aiden Seabolt. And he didn't pull it back, and they said it was in there. Strike two. So Seabolt has a 1-2 count on Maynard. And swing and a miss, strike three. That'll be the first out for Shady. And with that, that'll bring up the left fielder, number 16, Evan Belcher. And that is Maynard's. I think it's first strikeouts. Again, I forgot to keep score on Maynard. But anyway, here comes the pitch. And he's throwing. And that's in the outfield. Ramey's throw was aired. Sorry I didn't get a chance to show you that. I was writing stuff down. But Richmond is in there safe at second. And that last pitch went ball. So Shady's got the tying run in scoring position. With one out, here comes the pitch. And that's in there. Strike one. Pretty good crowd on hand for a Saturday day game between battle of the top 5 in Class AA. Maynard. 2-pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. I was told Logan was supposed to wear their white uniforms today, but due to the wetness of the field and wetness of the infield dirt, they wanted to wear the gold. And they throw back as Richmond's back in their safe. So Maynard's trying to keep Richmond at second. Try to get this second out. Make sure he doesn't advance. Maynard tries to throw back. Maynard's keeping Richmond honest at second. Maynard's letting Richmond know any false movement from you, and I will throw you out. That's Maynard's style to attacking Richmond right now as the ump call time, and we resume. Here comes the pitch for Maynard. And a slow chopper. And it's a foul ball. So, still a 1-2 count for Seabolt. Maynard looking back at second. Gets his signs from Ramey, and that's a hard hit. That is a base hit. Ryan Roberts scoops. But that will be a hard base hit to right field from Aiden Seabolt. So Shady's got runners on the corners with one out. With that, that'll bring up the second baseman, Colton Tate. Maynard to pitch. It's in there. Strike one. And Seabolt took advantage of the slow throwback to the pitcher, and he's now in there at second. So Shady's got 2 runners in scoring position. The tying run is at third, and the leading run is at second with 1 away. Maynard. 2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Maynard looking over at second. He gets his. Now he's looking at signs for Ramey. He gets it. Looking at second. Look over at third. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 outs now for Shady, as that will bring up the pitcher, number 23, Cameron Mans. Maynard to pitch, and just misses, ball 1. Maynard to pitch, and it just cost the bottom of the strike zone. Strike 1. Maynard. Pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Cameron Mans. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Maynard's trying to record his 3rd strikeout. I'm assuming it's 3rd. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will end the threat from Shady Springs as we go into the bottom of the 2nd. Shady leads 2 runners stranded. And we're going to bring Logan's back up to bat with Connor Lowe stepping up to the plate. We'll be right back after this short break. All right, we're back here in the bottom of the 2nd. Leading off for Logan is Connor Lowe as that pitch is in there. Strike 1. And again, if you send me friend requests, I can't accept them while I'm streaming, as Lowe hits that high to left field, and that's going to get tracked down by the left fielder for the 1st out. So Lowe popped up. That recorded the 1st out of this inning for Logan. And now that'll bring up Ryan Roberts, who hit the game-tying hit last night against Herbert Hoover. And swing and a miss, strike 1. His nickname is Rhino, Ryan Roberts. Mans to pitch. That's in there. Strike 2. Mans to pitch. Low gets away. That would have been a great opportunity for a base runner on first to steal to second, but Logan doesn't have a runner on first. So Ryan faces a 1-2 count from Mans. Mans to pitch. Ball 2. Mans to pitch. And Ryan Roberts hits a grounder past the shortstop, so that would be a base hit single for Ryan Roberts. And with that, I'll bring up the DH, Jared Burnett. Burnett is hitting for the third baseman, Cole Blankenship. Mans gets his signs from Reed. He looks back over at first. Here comes the pitch. And that's in there. Strike 1. Looked a little low, but they called strike. Mans to pitch. Ball 1. Mans looking for his signs from Reed. He gets it. He looks back at first. Mans winds up a pitch. And that misses. Ball 2. Almost hit Burnett. Mans looking at his signs from Reed. He looks back at first. Goes back to first. And Roberts is safe. Mans to pitch. Roberts thought about it and misses the strike zone. Ball 3, so a 3-1 count for Burnett. And that's high. That's ball 4 anyway. So it don't matter. Burnett is walking to first. And with that, I'll bring up the shortstop, number 7, Carson Kirk. Mr. Speed, I like to call him. He's probably the fastest guy on our team. So Logan's got 2 runners on base, 1 at second, 1 at first, with 1 out, and Carson Kirk is trying to come up to bring in Roberts. He told me before the game he's been in a slump, and he said he's ready to get out. He says he feels good today, and he's ready to. So Carson Kirk is going to lay down a sacrifice bunt. He does. And they're going to throw over to first for the first out, but that will advance Roberts and Burnett over to third and second. And with that, that will bring up Aiden Slack. Slack's last at bat, he got a aired single. And that's in there. Strike 1. Mans to pitch. Oh, and it hit Slack. Hit him. So now he takes his base. And I'll bring up Mr. Smooth, Jake Ramey. With 2 outs. One of the smoothest. And Slack is feeling it. Never a good thing to get hit by a pitch, especially in. Looks like he got hit in the top of the shoulder blade. He did. So Slack is trying to shake it off. He's feeling it. As a Slack gets looked at by by Kevin Gertz, will step aside. All right, we're back. I wish you could have heard what Kevin Gertz was saying. As that pitch is high, ball one. So sorry, Kevin Gertz went to go check on it. Slack says I'm good, and he says I walk all the way over there for nothing. But anyway, Mans misses that pitch at high, ball one, high, ball two. So a 2-0 count for Jake Ramey. So a walk or a pass ball or a hit by pitch or a base hit can bring in maybe one, probably two, as that pitch is low, ball three. So a 3-0 count for Jake Ramey. And again, if you send me friend requests, I cannot accept them during the broadcast. Here comes the pitch, and that's in there. Strike one. So I'll assume the swing is on for Ramey. And Ramey pops it up, foul out of play. Could hit a car. Nope. So now we got a full count for Jake Ramey. Cameron Mains is trying to get out of this jam. Logan's got bases loaded. They don't want to squander this opportunity. Here comes the pitch. High, ball four. And he walked. And that will score another run. Logan now leads it 2-0 over Shady. And with that, I'll bring up. I still got to find his nickname, but I'll just keep calling him Dawson Maynard. And we're going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher, Jake Ramey, and that will be number 10, McCormick Ilderton, who is the younger brother of the AA captain. Honestly, in classes, if you're AA of the first team, that makes you the player of the year, even though Marley Washington was the player of the year for the state, as that pitch misses, ball one. So captain of the AA girls basketball team, Peyton Ilderton, is the older sister of the guy who's running at first, McCormick Ilderton. Here comes the pitch from Mans, and that's in there, strike one. So Mans with a 1-1 count. Maynard with a 1-1 count on Mans. Here comes the pitch, and Maynard foul tips it out of third base line for strike two. So 1-2 count for Maynard with 2 outs and bases are still loaded. Mans is trying to get out of this jam and take Shady to the top of the third as Maynard hits a grounder. And they're going to throw over. And he's in there for the third and final out. Good throw by the third baseman. And with that, we're going to go into the top of the third. Logan extends their lead. They now lead 2-0 over Shady Springs. We're going to step aside real quick, and we'll be right back. We're back here in the top of the third. Leading off this inning for the Tigers is number 5, the catcher, Tyler Reed. Maynard. 2-pitch. Hey, caught the inside of the strike zone for strike 1. Maynard, 2-pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Maynard's looking to strike out his 4th batter. Maynard gets his signs from Ramey. Here comes the pitch. That's in there, strike 3. Maynard strikes out another batter. And that'll bring back the top of the lineup. The center fielder is coming back up to the plate. Number 13, Tyler Mackey. Maynard, 2-pitch. Just misses, ball 1. Maynard, 2-pitch. And that is in there. Strike 1. Maynard, 2-pitch. Mackey hits the grounder, scooped up by Carson Kirk, throws over too low, and he is safe. Lowe got dragged off the bag, so Mackey beat out the throw. Connor Lowe couldn't get his foot back down, so that'll be an error throw by Carson Kirk. And Shady will have a runner on first with 1 out. And that will bring up the shortstop, number 8, Alex Johnston. Maynard's pitch is outside for ball 1. Maynard throws back over as Mackey's back in there safe. Mackey, the leadoff runner, leadoff hitter for Shady Springs, got some speed on him. So they got to make sure he stays, as that is a hard hit down third baseline foul for strike 1. Maynard steps back on the mound. He doesn't like what he wants from Ramey. Now he does. Looks over first, and Mackey's back in there safe. So Maynard's doing whatever he can to make sure Mackey doesn't take off running. Maynard does it again. Mackey's back in there safe. And they got him this time. Mackey took a big lead off, and they got him. So now there's 2 away. Sorry, couldn't turn the camera. Can't turn the camera over there. That's too fast to do it, but just got to take my word for it. They called Mackey out at first. So Maynard kept working on Mackey and got him out. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Maynard, 2-pitch. Lowe gets away. Ball 3. Maynard with 3-1 count on Johnson. And swing and a miss, strike 2, so we got a full count. Maynard. 2 pitch. Foul tipped it back towards Slaptown. Still a full count. Maynard with a full count pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Maynard's 5th strikeout. And with that, we'll go into the bottom of the 3rd. Logan still leads 2-0. We'll be right back after this break. All right, we're back here in the bottom of the 3rd. Score is Logan 2, Shady nothing. Leading off this inning for Logan is number 3, Mr. Bulk, I like to call him, Corbin Bostic, who instead of last night, but Corbin Bostic hit a grand slam and a home run against Nitro, as that swing is missed, strike 1. Man's 2 pitch. And that's a foul ball. Strike 2. 0-2 count for Bostic. Would love to hit another home run. He's been on fire with the bats lately. Here comes the pitch from Mans. High, ball 1. Mans 2 pitch. And that's again foul ball. Still a 1-2 count for Bostic. Mans with a 1-2 pitch. High, ball 2. Mans gets his signs from Reed. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And Bostic hits that one, and it's scooped up by the shortstop. Johnson throws over to first, and he is out. Good scoop and throw by Johnson over to Richmond for the first out. And with that, we'll bring up second baseman, number 11, Garrett Williamson. Mans, 2-pitch. Williamson lays down a bunt. That goes foul into the creek. Into the river, actually, for strike 1. Williamson's last at batting, he ground out. And Williamson hits that hard. That is going to be a base hit for Garrett Williamson. And he is in there at first. And that'll bring up Mr. Clutch, Connor Lowe. Mans, 2-pitch. And Garrett Williamson is in there safe at second. So a successful steal from Williamson moves him over to. He was on first, now he's on second. My bad. I was dealing with something. Sorry, they call that ball. Ball 1. Mans, 2-pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Sorry, I was dealing with some stuff right now. I'm lost focus. But here comes the pitch from Mans. And low. Ball 2. So Logan's got a runner in scoring position with 1 out. A base hit here for Connor Lowe can bring in Garrett Williamson. Here comes the pitch from Mans. And Lowe hits that. And it looks like it's going to drop into the glove of the center fielder, Mackey. And Williamson does not move over. So, with 2 outs, Logan got a runner on second. And that'll bring up Ryan Roberts. Roberts last at bat, he got a single. Mans look back at second. Here comes the pitch. As in there, strike 1. Mans looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. And swing and a miss, strike 2 for Ryan Roberts. Mans is looking to strike out Roberts to get Shady into the top of the 4th. Mans looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. Roberts foul tips it over my head. So that was a dangerous hit. Just a little lower. Could hit my iPad. Anyway, 0-2 count for Roberts. Mans looks back at second. Here comes the pitch. And Roberts hits that one. Could it drop into the glove of the center fielder? It drops into the glove of the center fielder for the 3rd and final out. And with that, Logan strands a runner on second. As we go into the top of the 4th, Logan still leads 2-0. Shady Spring Tigers are coming up the bat. We'll be right back after this break as the music is playing. We're back. It is raining. Rain's starting to pick up here. As leading off this inning for the Tigers is Josh Lovell. As that pitch is low into the dirt, ball one. Maynard, low in dirt, gets away. Ball two. Again, it's raining, and I have my umbrella. Hopefully it will work. Here comes the pitch. That's in there. Struck one. Hopefully this rain will, looks like it's just going to pass through, but for the time being, I don't want to get nothing really wet, so I made this mistake once last year with the Chapmanville sectional final. Didn't bring an umbrella, and it was downpouring. That's a hard hit to center field, but Slack looked like he's going to track that down, and he will for the first out. And with that, that will bring up Aiden Seabolt, the third baseman. No, excuse me, Adam Richmond, my bad. Adam Richmond will be batting now for the Tigers. So I had to wipe some water off of it, and that's a swing and a miss, strike one. Hopefully the rain will pass through and I don't have to hold this umbrella anymore. But anyway, 0-1 count for Richmond. Maynard to pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. And a hard grounder, scooped up by the second baseman Williamson, throws over to Connor Lowe for the second out, and I about fell off of my stand. Almost. Sorry, if y'all got that on camera, y'all would have laughed. Probably at the end of this inning, we're going to try to stable this a little better. As now, Aiden Seabolt will come up the bat for the Tigers. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. Swing and miss. Foul hits off of Ramey, but it'll be strike one. Yeah. Again, I about fell off of my stand. For those of you who don't know, I am on a wooden board, like stand and on top of the center block so I can get an elevated view. And right when I was turning the camera, I leaned forward and I literally about hit the dirt. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Anyway, other than that, let's get back to baseball. 0-2 count for Seabolt. Maynard to pitch. And that is in there. It goes down looking for strike three. So a 1-2-3 inning for Logan. And they still lead 2-0. We're going into the bottom of the fourth. I'll step aside real quick and I'll be right back as you're watching Logan High Baseball live on Facebook. Alright, we're back here in the bottom of the fourth. Logan still leads 2-0 as the rain's still coming down a little bit. I'm just going to bring my umbrella back as Burnett fouls that back towards the creek for strike one. Jared Burnett is leading off this inning for the Logan Wildcats. Carson Kirk is on deck. So, man's 2 pitch. High. Jared Burnett had the duck for ball 1. Man's 2 pitch. And just misses. Ball 2. Man's 2 pitch. Foul tipped it back. Is Burnett to the screen for strike 2. A 2-2 count for Jared Burnett. Man's 2 pitch. And Burnett hits that high. And that looks like it's going to get caught by the right fielder, and it will for the first out. Sorry, didn't get a chance to see it. Holding the umbrella, moving the stands. I'm going to take the umbrella down. I don't think the little bit of drizzle was going to hurt. And with that, that'll bring up Carson Kirk for Logan. As that pitch misses, ball 1. And that pitch is in there. Strike 1. Carson Kirk's last at bat. Sacrifice bunt. Here comes the pitch from Mans. That's in there. Strike 2. Mans with the 1-2 pitch. And swing and a miss, strike 3, but Carson Kirk. Swung and a miss, but they could not. Shady Springs could not complete the strikeout, and Carson Kirk will be on first, and that'll bring up number 23, Aiden Slack. So a missed opportunity for Logan. Aiden Slack, excuse me. I have my phone in my I have my phone in me keeping stats and stuff. Here as Slack fouls it back for a strike 1. But Logan's got the speedy Kirk, Mr. Speed. Slack, I still don't know his name. I'm just going to call him Mr. Freak, as in a freak athlete. Mans throws over and gets away. He got away, so Carson Kirk is heading to second. As Carson Kirk is running all the way to third. Can he get in there? That's why he's called by Mr. Speed, and he's set. Ooh, barely. Carson's got a slide on that one. But anyway, he got in there safe at third. So Kirk is on third. Slack. I'm going to try to bring him in. Here comes the pitch from Mans. And Slack hits a base hit, and that will score Carson Kirk. So an RBI single for Aiden Slack, and Logan now leads it 3-0. So Slack does his job. And brings up Mr. Smooth, Jake Ramey. Kirk. Kirk advanced to third on an error pitch over to first. So Mans to pitch to Ramey. And Slack is heading to second. And he is in there. And he does not advance. But he is in there safe at second. As Ramey swung on and missed for strike one. Mans looking back at second. Here comes the pitch. Ramey foul tips it back towards the river. Strike two. Ramey's last at bat, he sacrificed bunt, or laid down a sacrifice bunt, moved the runner over, and he walked. Mans looking over at second. Here comes the pitch. And Ramey hits that one hard to shortstop, and Ramey is out, but that will move Slack over to third. And that will bring up, still trying to find his nickname, Dawson Maynard. Dawson Maynard's 0 for 2 today on a pop-up and a ground out. Here comes the pitch. As Maynard hits that hard. That's in the gap. That is going to score Slack. Maynard is heading all the way to second. No, he's going all the way to third. And Maynard holds up at third. So a RBI triple for Dawson Maynard. With 2 outs, 1 pitch, 1 swing is all it took. And we're going to get a mound visit from the Shady Spring coach as Mr. Bulk, Corbin Bostic, will come up to bat. So Logan sends their lead to 4-0. As he talks it over with the infield, I'm going to step aside. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. That pitch is low. Way, ball one. Corbin Bostic, last at bat, he got an RBI double, but he grounded out. And that pitch is in there. Strike one. After this game, Logan will be playing the JV game. I'm debating on doing it. I don't know. But low, ball one, ball two. Scoreboard says 1-2, but I think it's 2-1. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Mans to pitch. Ball three. Full count now for Corbin Bostic. Mans to pitch. And Bostic hits a grounder. And it's foul. Foul down first base line. So Bostic's still batting with a full count now. Mans to pitch. And outside, ball four. And that will bring up number 11, Garrett Williamson. So Mans walks another batter in this game. Garrett Williamson's got runners on the. He's up the bat. Logan's got runners on the corners. Williamson's going to try to bring him in. We got a courtesy runner for the pitcher. I think it's Chad Burnett running. Mans do pitch. As Williamson foul tips it back as Bostic was taken off. That'll count as strikes for 0-1 count for Williamson. Again, guys, thank you for tuning in today. Mans. Do pitch. And that's a hard hit by Williamson. That will score Chad Burnett. That's an RBI single for Garrett Williamson. Now bring up Connor Lowe, Mr. Clutch. Corbin's now on second. Garrett's on first. Mans stepped off the mound. Logan's got two runners. Well, Logan's got a runner in scoring position, but they got two runners on, and Mr. Clutch, known for his clutch hit in the state tournament, going to try to bring him in. Mans, two pitch, and that is foul tipped. Hit the mask of the catcher. Strike one. Again, I will be doing my impact player of the game after this game. Mans to pitch. Ball one. Now the sun's starting to come out. Clouds are starting to clear up. Mans looks back over at second. Here comes the pitch. That's in there. Strike two. A 1-2 count for Connor Lowe. Mans to pitch. And Lowe hits that. That's going to drop into the gap. And that will score Corbin Bostic as Lowe is chugging around to second. And Williamson will hold up at third. So an RBI double for Mr. Clutch, Connor Lowe. Logan leads it 6-0. So a two-out rally coming here from the Wildcats. And that'll bring up Ryan Roberts. Ron Roberts' last at bat. He's 1 for 2 today with a single, but he flew out in his last at bat, as we're going to get a talk from the catcher and the third baseman too, Cameron Mans. So Roberts is going to try to get a base hit and bring in the two runners. Logan extends their lead 6-0 over Shady. Four more runs, and Logan can mercy rule Shady. Here comes the pitch from Mans, and Roberts foul tips it back towards the creek. 0-1 count. Last night, Logan played a classic game against Herbert Hoover. Second straight classic between those two teams. Here comes the pitch from Mans. That's in there, strike two. Logan scored 13 runs in that game. They woke up the bats, and they're going to try to do it again today here against Shady. And Roberts hits that high into straightaway center. Mackey camps under it, and it's in there for the third and final out. But Logan does the damage. They score 4 runs in that inning. We're going into the top of the 5th. Logan leads at 6-0. We'll be right back as Shady is going to come back and we'll be right back. All right. And we're back, and sorry, I had a late start as that was number 16, Belcher, flew out to center field for the first out of Shady Springs. Sorry, I had a late start there. Now, that'll bring up number 15, Colton Tate, the second baseman. Logan done their damage in the first inning. In the fourth inning, scoring 4 runs. Here comes the pitch. And he did go around, strike one. Maynard to pitch. Low. Bounced into the dirt. Ball one. Excuse me. Here comes the pitch. Foul tipped it back into the river. Strike two. So a 1-2 count for Tate. Maynard to pitch. Low, bounces in the dirt, gets away from Ramey for ball 2. So a 2-2 count for Tate. And we got the pitches rally clap going on for Logan. Trying to clap on Maynard to get this second out. Here comes the pitch. And that caught him. Good breaking ball for strike 3. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Cameron Mans. And that pitch is in there. Strike 1. Maynard. 2 pitch. And that's foul tips back towards the screen for a strike 2. 0-2 count for Mans. Maynard's trying to have a 1-2-3 inning just like he did in the last one. Maynard has only allowed 1 hit all game. Could have been 2 hits, but one was ruled an error by Logan as Kirk just overthrew Lowe, brought him off the bag. So here comes the pitch. And Lowe, ball 1. Maynard, 2 pitch. Foul tips it back. Still a 1-2 count for Mans. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. Low in the dirt, ball 2. Today is Little League Day for Logan Wildcats as the Little League was honored before the game. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it's a hit, grounder, scooped up by Carson Kirk. He lost it, and he bobbled it. Will they rule that as an error? Yes, they will. So Mans gets on with an erred hit as that ball just took an awkward bounce, rolled over Carson Kirk, and he wasn't able to corral it to throw out Mans before he reached first. So Shady Springs got 1 on as that pitch is foul tipped back for a strike 1. So an 0-1 count on Reed. Here comes the pitch. And just misses. Ball 1. And we're going to get a courtesy runner for the pitcher. And that will be number 19, Cash McCall. He's going to come in and run for the pitcher, Mans. We got time called by the ump. Maynard goes back over first as McCall is in there safe. Maynard, 2 pitch, low in the dirt, ball 2. Maynard, 2 pitch, and just misses, ball 3. So a 3-1 count on Reed. Maynard to pitch, low in the dirt, ball 4. So Maynard walks his first batter of the day. And that'll bring up the leadoff of the top of the lineup. Excuse me, for Shady. Number 13, Tyler Mackey. Here comes the pitch from Maynard. Low in the dirt, ball 1. So Shady does got a runner in scoring position. A base hit here from Mackey can score McCall from second. Maynard to pitch, and Mackey hits a grounder. And Cole Blankenship throws over, and they threw him off. So Cole threw over to first. They were hollering to throw it too, but Cole Blankenship threw over to low, brought him off the bag, and now Shady's got bases loaded with 2 away, and that'll bring up Johnston for the Tigers. So Johnston Swing of the bat here and a base hit can make this a brand new ball game. Here comes the pitch. And that misses. Ball 1. Maynard is at 77 pitches. Logan will be back in action Monday as they will host I think they will either go on the road to Scott or host the Man Hillbillies. As Johnston hits that high, and that looks like it's going to get camped under by Slack, and it will. Slack makes the third and final out, and we're going into the bottom of the 5th. Shady leads, bases loaded, and Logan will be back up to bat. As they do that, we're going to step aside. We'll be right back after this break. And to let y'all know, we got a new pitcher. We got a new pitcher in the game. Pitching for the Tigers now, relieving Cameron Mans, is number 11, Daniel Young. So while he warms up, I'm going to step aside real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back, bottom of the 5th. Young 2 pitch. And breaking ball got it in there, strike 1. Daniel Young's coming in to relieve for Cameron Mans. The Mans gave up 7 hits. Here comes the pitch from Young. That's in there, strike 2. So Young's off to a good start. 0-2 count on Burnett. Logan leads at 6-0 over the Tigers. Here comes the pitch. High, ball 1. Burnett is 0 for 1. He walked his first at bat, and then he flew out in his second. Here comes the pitch from Young. Low in the dirt, blocked by Reed for ball 2. Here comes the pitch from Young. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Young's first strikeout. Starts off good in this inning. 1 away. And that'll bring up Carson Kirk, whose last at bat He laid down a bunt, and he struck out in his last at bat, but the ball got away, and the Shady Springs couldn't complete the strikeout, so he was able to get on. So I guess they ruled that as a hit. So again, I guess, and then Carson Kirk hits it, and that could drop, that could go all the way back. That is going all the way to the back. What a big hit by Carson Kirk. He is going to 3. And Kirk is in there with a huge triple for Carson Kirk. He's been waiting for that. And that'll bring up Aiden Slack for Logan. So Carson Kirk does a big time job, and he's getting checked on by Kevin Gertz. I think Carson Kirk might have knocked the wind out of him when he slid into third. Carson Kirk is going to get a courtesy runner. So a huge hit from the 9-hole hitter, Carson Kirk. He's saying he's been slumping for a little bit. So Kirk is he's going to come into the dugout. He think he knocked the wind out of him. So Kirk gets a big base hit, and now coming in to run for Kirk is number 6, Chase. Yeah, Chase Hatfield. As that pitch is in there, strike 1 for Slack. So Carson Kirk did his job, got on with a huge triple, and Slack can bring in Hatfield from third. And just misses, ball 1. And Slack hits that one. That is going to be an RBI single for Aiden Slack. He does it again. Slack got an RBI single last at bat, and he does it again this time. And that'll bring up Mr. Smooth, Jake Ramey. Again, I give all the players nicknames. Slack is Mr. Freak as a freak athlete. Carson's Mr. Speed, and Ramey is Mr. Smooth. Here comes the pitch. Outside. Ball 1. So Logan extends their lead 7-0. So 3 more runs and this game will end. Young to pitch, and just misses. Ball 2. Here comes the pitch from Young. Low in the dirt, gets away. So a 3-0 count for Ramey. Slack is still on first. He thought about taking off, but he decided not to. So here comes the pitch. And Ramey hits that one. That's going to be a base hit. He hits it right past the first baseman. Slack heading around second, heading to third. So that will be a single for Jake Ramey. And we get a courtesy runner for Logan. Number 10, McCormick Ilderton will run for Jake Ramey. And I'll bring up Dawson Maynard. Maynard is 1 for 3 today. His first at bat was a pop-up. His second bat was a ground out. And then his third bat, he knocked in a run for an RBI triple. Young. 2 pitch. Low gets away. Ball 1. Young Reed was able to hold it. Ball 1. So Maynard would love to end the game here on a 3-run home run. He's done it in his past games. Can he do it tonight? Do it today, I mean. So that will be a ball. 2-0 count for Maynard. Again, there is a JV game right after this game between the Logan JV and the Shady JV, as that pitch just misses. Ball 3. That looked like that was a good pitch, in my opinion, from Young. But nonetheless, they called ball. So 3-0 count. Young, 2 pitch. High. Ball 4. Maynard walks. So with 1 out, the game-ending run is at first. And that'll bring up Mr. Bulk himself. I'm giving him that nickname, Mr. Bulk. Corbin Bostic. Here comes the pitch. I might call Corbin Bostic Megatron. So Reed, 2 pitch. High. Ball 2. Young started off good. Struck out his first batter, and that was Burnett. But ever since, he's gave up a run, and he's got bases loaded now. Here comes the pitch. High. Ball 3. A 3-0 count. Again, the play is at the plate for Shady. Want to try to keep this from getting out of hand. Young, 2 pitch. That's in there. Struck 1. So a 3-1 count on Bostic. Young is trying to strike out Bostic. And misses. That was a good pitch, but misses. And that will score a run. So the game-ending run is at second base. And we're going to get a mound visit from the Shady Spring coach. And with that, I'll bring up Garrett Williamson. So as the Shady coaches, they're going to pull Daniel Young off of the mound. Young gave up 2 hits. Gave up 3 hits and walked 2 batters to give Logan an 8-0 lead. And so he's going to talk it over. And coming in to pitch for the Tigers is the second baseman, Colton Tate. As he warms up, I'm going to step aside. We will be right back. Sorry, guys, we're back, and that is your ball game. Garrett Williamson came in clutch. Sorry. It took me a while to get back. They were warming up pitchers, and first swing, first hit. That is your ball game. Garrett Williamson comes up clutch with an RBI, with 2 RBI single. And Logan mercy rules Shady Springs 10-0 in 5 innings. So that'll be it for today's contest between the Tigers and Logan. The Tigers of Shady Springs and the Logan Wildcats. Everyone's going to ask, who should I give the player of the game to, the impact player of the game? Really? I'm giving it to 3 guys because one absolutely earned it, and the first one is Garrett Williamson. Your second player of the game for pitching a 1-hit shutout, and that's Dawson Maynard. And your third player of the game because he started off this rally, and he started off this hit parade, and he absolutely crushed a triple. He took his breath out in the sliding into third, and I'm giving it to Carson Kirk. He earned this one. So Carson Kirk, Dawson Maynard, and Garrett Williamson are your Logan Impact players of the game. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. There's a JV game right after this. I will not be streaming live for the JV game. I got important business to take care of after this. But that is your ball game. The Logan Wildcats defeat the Shady Spring Tigers 10-0 in 5 innings. I am Daniel Miller. Thank you for tuning in. Logan will be back in action. I can't remember. And they will either be playing the... I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. Who's Logan playing next? I'm assuming it's the Scott Skyhawks. They will be on the road Monday against the Scott Skyhawks. JV will be at 4. Scott will play Logan at 7. If everything goes right, Matt Carter will be on the call. He will be watching he'll be recording the game at Scott. If something goes wrong and he can't do it, I'm back up. I'll be at the game. I'll be trying to stream the JV game. I promised those JV kids I want to get a game in, and I'm going to try my best to get a game in. I was trying to get it in for man, but it didn't work because the internet was just bad out there. So I'm going to try to stream the JV game, and if Matt can't do the varsity game, then I'm going to try to bring a charger and charge up my iPad as fast as possible to where I can stream the varsity game as well. But that'll be it. Logan will be back in action Monday night against the Scott Skyhawks. I think it's a Monday. It's the 2nd of May. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. I am Daniel Miller. You've been watching Logan High Baseball. I am signing out. See you next time.